Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Thursday, December 30th, at 6:16 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 488 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. He showed up, Miley Cyrus ready for New Year's Eve in Miami with Pete Davidson. Store worker beat 56-year-old as he was having a seizure, North Carolina family says. Game of Thrones creator George R.R. Martin says he's seen the House of the Dragon pilot and he loved it. Buckingham Palace didn't want Elton John to perform at Princess Diana's funeral, government documents show. Satellite images show smoldering wreckage at Syria port. Former Black Hawk helicopter pilot Jana Tobias on posing for pinups for vets. I still cannot believe it's me. After the Aggies Gator Bowl stunt, don't talk to me about the 12th man ever again. A Seattle bartender was attacked with a sharpened broomstick after asking for proof of vaccination, police. After her guilty verdict, Ghislaine Maxwell has two options: cooperate with investigators and start naming names, or appeal the decision. Either way, she may face decades in prison. Myanmar military reverts to strategy of massacres, burnings. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. In 2022 a moon rush will begin in earnest, The Economist. Pittsburgh Steelers Ben Roethlisberger says Monday Night Football versus Cleveland Browns likely his last game at Heinz Field, ESPN. Police officer killed, another injured in Illinois shooting, suspect sought, NBC News. John Madden watched his documentary days before death, New York Post. And just like that episode 5 recap, painfully hip, the New York Times. NBA Power Rankings, Warriors back on top with Bulls creeping up, Kemba Walker leads Knicks surge, Celtics fall, CBS Sports. Mom, daughter mistaken for intruder by father, fatally shot, ABC News. Say cheese for the Xiaomi 12 Pro smartphone's monstrous camera, Ars Technica. Dow opens at all-time high following lower than expected jobless claims data, Fox Business. Tesla recalls nearly 500,000 cars over safety issues, Reuters. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. BBC says interview with lawyer Alan Dershowitz over Maxwell verdict was not suitable. This is what no one tells you about sex after 50. How to trick yourself into thinking working from home is fun again. Arnold Schwarzenegger and Maria Shriver divorce final after 10 years. Denver shooting suspect wrote books previewing attacks. When a prison sentence of 10 years and 6 months turns into forever. 7 of the top HuffPost politics stories of 2021. 7 food resolutions nutritionists wish you'd make this year. Why you should consider a mini fridge for your skincare. Pelvic floor products experts say to avoid, and what actually helps. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Ski shops struggle with shipping delays. Backyard beekeeper stumped by death of bees. Closing ceremony held for parade memorial. Commission redraws political boundaries. Parade victims memorial removed for safekeeping. Couple stuck with $6,000 bill after water main break. DRIVEN students raise cash, holiday spirit. Suspect in deputy's death, carjacking, arrested. It's really fun, Puma cubs playing like kittens in new enclosure. Sheriff's office suspects foul play in death. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. Lee Kaufman, who cleaned her way to late life stardom, dies at 99. JetBlue, Alaska Airlines and others cancel more flights. John Madden left a voicemail for the Giants that became NFL lore. Eric Adams will keep New York City's private sector vaccine mandate. After 4 killings, Officer of the Year is still on the job. What to watch on New Year's Eve: movies, TV shows, live events. How much more can the restaurant industry take? Joe Biden cannot save Roe v. Wade alone, but he can do this. Travel delays are expected after record snow tapers in western U.S. AOC and Manchin are in the same party, no wonder Democrats are struggling. The following headlines are from the 6th most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Manhunt underway for 3 suspects accused of killing man trying to recover stolen dogs in Texas. Return of the Buick Electra, new trademark application suggests it's on the way. Actor Rob Schneider praises police as good, hard-working Americans, calls anti-cop sentiment unwarranted. Giants Logan Ryan takes shot at Titans fans for being non-existent when he was there. Spirit Airlines passenger indicted after allegedly drinking, assaulting flight attendants. Hillary Clinton takes shot at progressive Democrats, suggests they could cause 2022 election losses. Meghan King denies split from Biden's nephew was caused by long distance. North Korea asks troops for greater loyalty to Kim Jong-un on a 10th anniversary of power. Kyrie Irving admits he wasn't prepared for consequences regarding vaccine status. Twitter has fun with the CDC following latest backtrack, the CDC now recommends. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Friday, December 31st. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Colombian security guard, 22, is fatally shot on his first day on the job, video. Norwegian heiress denies being pedophile Jeffrey Epstein's secret mistress. EU ban chemicals and tattoos as artists fear the red tape will destroy their businesses. There are innumerable gender identities, J.K. Rowling clarifies views on a trans rights row. Tech, Smart Pack keeps food fresh for longer by releasing antimicrobials to kill harmful bugs. The top British TV moments of 2021, this morning's shocking largest penis reveal. Chinese couple sentenced to death after father killed his 2 toddlers. Ghislaine Maxwell's new prison will be like Disneyland compared to her current jail. Woman gives birth during brain surgery at Italian hospital. Cleaner extraordinaire reveals how to avoid dust building up on your bedroom. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Iran launches rocket into space amid Vienna nuclear talks. In second call this month, Biden and Putin will talk about Ukraine crisis. Sudanese forces fire tear gas at new anti-coup protests. Ex-Afghan president says had no choice but to flee Kabul. A new coronavirus vaccine heading to India was developed by a small team in Texas. It expects nothing in return. Taliban cracks down on Maoites while demanding Western aid. Police, 6 rebels, Indian soldier killed in Kashmir fighting. She was in Abiy Ahmed's cabinet as war broke out. Now she wants to set the record straight. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's US news feed. COVID hive, Portugal cuts isolation to 7 days. Hospitalizations in Wales rise 49% in a week. Tesla recalls 500,000 cars in US over rear-view camera and trunk defects. Navy to dismantle sunken cargo ship on Thames holding unstable explosives. Spain's public sector trailblazers seek to lead way on menstrual leave. Omicron havoc for airlines as JetBlue cancels almost 1,300 flights. Ashraf Ghani blames international allies over Afghanistan's fall to Taliban. Hong Kong court denies bail to ex-editors after raid on news outlet. It was civil war, photographing Mexico's women's rights protests. Assunta Moresca, first female boss in Camorra Mafia, dies aged 86. Biden to speak with Putin amid Russia's increased presence near Ukraine. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. U.S. children hospitalized with COVID in near record numbers. States diverge on police reforms after George Floyd killing. Southern storms damage homes, buildings, power lines. Father allegedly drove 14-year-old son to store to commit murder, police say. Confederate monuments will likely go to Black History Museum. Watch, disappearing act in the snow. Mom, daughter mistaken for intruder by father, fatally shot. Ghislaine Maxwell's conviction tremendous relief, accuser says. Illinois police seek 2 in killing of 1 cop, wounding of 2nd. Hundreds of Afghans denied humanitarian entry into U.S. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Desmond Tutu's body lies in state in his old cathedral. Ghislaine Maxwell, survivor speak of relief after guilty verdict. Ashraf Ghani, ex-Afghan president describes moment he fled the Taliban. Ukraine tensions, Biden and Putin phone call seeks diplomatic path. Tiger shot and dies at Naples Zoo in Florida after biting cleaner's arm. Putin and Lukashenko team up for ice hockey match. China bans its national football players from getting tattoos. Citroën removes Egypt ad accused of normalizing sexual harassment. Australia, protesters set old Parliament House in Canberra on fire. Elon Musk rejects claim he is hogging space. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. U.S. averaging record 300,000 daily reported cases, studies show shorter hospitalizations with Omicron, live COVID updates. Denver shooter foreshadowed rampage in books, Ghislaine Maxwell found guilty, 5 Things podcast. New York City moves forward with scaled-back Times Square New Year's Eve party. Teens ambushed their teacher on her daily walk then dragged her into the woods, officials say. Belgium in U-turn on cinema and theater closures. Rapid tests, lots of rapid tests, how U.S. schools plan to reopen amid Omicron-fueled COVID surge. 16-year-old girl, mistaken for intruder, fatally shot by father at home in Ohio. The day in pictures. Tiger fatally shot at Florida Zoo after attacking man who stuck arm through enclosure, authorities say. Why do we kiss on New Year's Eve? The reasons behind the romantic moment. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Winter storm closes Grapevine, prompts evacuation orders in Southern California. Unprecedented coronavirus cases have officials urging scaled-back New Year's celebrations. Decades before Los Angeles Police Department killed girl, a wild shootout blocks away helped militarize police. How will California's new laws affect you? A doctor was charged with sexual assault. The medical bar didn't suspend his license. Fearing for their lives, Mexicans fled a gang-ruled town. Now they seek political asylum in California. Guerrero, in a year of plague and insurrection, a longboard saved me. L.A. County Sheriff's deputy shoot woman in Carson. Man, woman found dead in Montecito Heights home in suspected murder-suicide. Photos, blast of cold weather hits Southern California. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Friday, December 31st, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More from other news sources is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. New grafting technique could combat the disease threatening Cavendish bananas. Myanmar military reverts to strategy of massacres, burnings. AP News. Myanmar model actor Paing Takon named world's most handsome face, sentenced to jail in same week. Brazil, more than 100 aircraft seized for involvement in environmental crimes. Major Australian musicals cancel shows as more than 90 performers contract COVID. Tsunami of Omicron cases worldwide set to overwhelm healthcare systems, WHO chief. Wearing masks outdoors mandatory in Paris starting Friday. 3,600-year-old remains of man killed by Bronze Age tsunami discovered, researchers say. Britons with homes in EU told they cannot drive through France to get there. Eurotunnel operator issues warning to UK nationals after update to COVID travel rules by French government. Lockdown rule breakers in China marched through streets in shaming parade, in a bid to increase compliance. A group of alleged lockdown rule flouters have been marched in a shaming parade through the streets of China. Buckingham Palace did not want Elton John to sing Candle in the Wind at Princess Diana's funeral. Newly released government documents show there was resistance to the idea. Remove your tattoos. Beijing tells Chinese footballers playing in China's national team should remove any existing tattoos and are strictly prohibited from getting any new ones, the country's sports administration body has said. China places outright ban on tattoos, issuing fresh calls for footballers to have existing ink removed completely. U.S. calls on China to stop targeting Hong Kong journalists. The next headlines are from Forbes. 5 crystal ball predictions for U.S. immigration in 2022. 2022 PHF All-Star Showcase taps honorary coaches. India's best ever Test cricket team moves closer to historic series victory in South Africa. NFL playoff picture, Week 17 schedule, odds, clinching scenarios, bracket, predictions. Red Notice, Eternals and the worst movies of 2021. Predictions about Amazon's physical retail in 2022. Mark Burrell's career illustrates value of a consistently high floor. Manchester City have clear view at Premier League summit as rivals falter. The Don't Look Up critics versus scientists narrative has to stop. Toronto Blue Jays must regroup after losing stars to free agency. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,754,517,363 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. BBC says Alan Dershowitz interview on Ghislaine Maxwell verdict did not meet editorial standards. Says 2022 still on for Las Vegas, amid wave of new cancellations over COVID concerns. Ajit Kumar's Valley May, watch action-packed first trailer for hugely anticipated Indian blockbuster. France, Spain post 47%, 45% box office gains in 2021. Italy's Cinecid Studios Inc. backlot expansion deal deemed crucial for planned revamp. Saif Ali Khan wraps Vikram Vedha's second schedule exclusive. Spider-Man, No Way Home screenwriters explain all those surprises and spoilers, this wasn't just fan service. Dwayne Johnson turns down Vin Diesel's invitation to rejoin Fast and Furious, no chance I will return. Dead & Company offering a window of refunds to COVID-weary fans for festival in Mexico. Sundance Film Festival to offer vaccine booster shots to eligible attendees exclusive. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. More than 1 million Americans have died from overdoses during the opioid epidemic. New COVID studies show promise for the Johnson & Johnson vaccine booster. Michigan paid up to $8.5 billion in fraudulent jobless claims during the pandemic. 50 wonderful things from 2021, the performances, moments, and laughs we'll remember. Officials promise groceries for Xi'an, China, city of 13 million under lockdown. Americans fume as the pandemic scrambles New Year's Eve celebrations again. As the January 6th attack anniversary nears, one Capitol officer fears a violent repeat. Hong Kong police charge two from pro-democracy news outlet with sedition. The Myanmar military is employing a familiar strategy of massacres and burnings. The following headlines are from the week. Putin requests Thursday call with Biden amid ongoing Ukraine tensions. Tesla is recalling nearly 500,000 cars. Champagne in short supply ahead of New Year's Eve. BBC admits it shouldn't have interviewed Alan Dershowitz as an impartial analyst on the Ghislaine Maxwell verdict. Dwayne Johnson rips Vin Diesel for his manipulation. The best headlines of 2021. Cut Joe Biden, half, a break on the Omicron surge. 2 decades of right turns. FDA authorizes at-home COVID test by Siemens Healthineers. CDC investigating dozens of cruise ships with COVID-19 outbreaks. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Are the poor subsidizing the University of Texas? These are the news headlines for today, Friday, December 31st. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The next news is from Politico. Hundreds of House districts are being redrawn. Here's who's winning and losing. U.S. unemployment claims dropped to 198,000. J&J's booster shown effective against COVID hospitalization. I thought I knew Harry Reid. I was wrong. Former GOP congressman faces Trump squeeze in key Senate race. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Omicron threatens new economic slide for women. Opinion 4 ways TV wrestled with the weirdness of 2021. Blinken calls for release of pro-democracy journalists after Hong Kong arrests. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Photos of the year by the Sydney Morning Herald photographers. Ghislaine Maxwell's next home will be a prison that's no camp cupcake. The latest illustrations from artist Simon Lech. The latest illustrations from artist Andrew Dyson. The latest illustrations from artist Kathy Wilcox. Best of Cartoons, December 31st, 2021. Best of Cartoons, December 30th, 2021. Premier has no plan B to tame out of control virus. From the archives, 1991, George and Barbara do Australia on $1 a day. In the Herald, December 31st, 1960. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Understanding Social Security, the messy math of Social Security, spousal benefits and when to claim. Understanding Social Security, when should I claim Social Security? The dilemma and the strategy. Market snapshot, Dow, S&P 500 set intraday records as stock market aims to extend year-end rally in 2021's penultimate session. Economic report, Chicago region's economy grows faster in December and points to still vigorous U.S. expansion. Should your New Year's resolutions include cleaning out your inbox? Consider this woman who has 686,000 emails. The margin, rob any banks this past year? The IRS wants to know about your earnings. Economic report, jobless claims fall to 198,000 and stick near 52-year low. Businesses shun layoffs amid labor shortage. The big move, my wife and I bought a foreclosed condo in 2009, and our son lives in it rent-free. Should we put the deed in his name? Mortgage rates have held steady in the face of the Omicron variant. Here's what's going on. Help me retire. We are in our late 50s and have retired with less than $1 million. Did I jump the gun? Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. January, movers and shakers, Columbia Business Times. What did Nikola Tesla invent? The U.S. Sun. Intellectual property fraud market next big thing major giant SaaS Institute, Fiserv, Isaac, ASI Worldwide, Industrial IT. Germany sees significant rise in patent applications for air taxis, amid.com. Leonhardt Ventures announces filing of patent for bioelectric S100A expression for organ healing, biospace. The next headlines are from Quartz. Where are India's electric vehicle charging stations? Americans will be forced to draw down their savings in 2022. Hoped for a West African single currency fade as Ghana and Nigeria launch digital money. Ghislaine Maxwell convicted. Fighting 4% of emissions. The following headlines are from TechDirt. Dish's hyped 5G network and fix for T-Mobile Sprint merger is looking rather skimpy. Chinese government arrests more pro-democracy icons in Hong Kong, including music stars. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Isaiah Thomas. COVID-19 quarantine period. Tornado watch. New Year's Eve food. Michelle Obama. Lakers vs. Grizzlies. Tony Storm. Chris Tucker. Oklahoma football. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Chinese footballers face punishment from authorities for tattoos. U.S. flies spy plane over eastern Ukraine. Safety fears spark recall of 475,000 Teslas. South Korea to ban NFT games. UK hired US lawyers to advise on Monica Lewinsky affair. Bank hands out millions in Christmas blunder. UK government's advice on word Brexit raises eyebrows. New COVID crisis unpredictable and very difficult, Russian tennis no one. US media reports claim China deep in brain warfare research. CDC justifies shorter isolation. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Netherlands announces plan to dole out 6 vaccine doses. Despite soaring inflation, U.S. consumer are Googling cheap at the lowest rate in 2 years. Britain erects field hospitals as daily world COVID cases top 1 million for 3rd straight day. Could gold help us find space aliens? Heavily armed California man arrested in Iowa, plan to kill Biden, Fauci and others. Joe Rogan, I'm not vaccinated, I'm not going to get vaccinated, I have antibodies, it doesn't make any sense. China's troubled ride-hailing giant Didi reveals $4.7 billion loss ahead of Hong Kong listing. From Bitcoin to gold, a peek at real assets in 2022. Continuing jobless claims are now below pre-COVID lockdown levels. CNN lost another 38% of viewers in 2021. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. For Kenyans, 2022 brings hope and fear. Afghan ex-President Ghani defends decision to flee the country. U.S. Muslims call for action as spying incidents shake community. U.S. jobless claims drop below 200,000. Tesla recalls more than 475,000 U.S. cars on technical issues. 4 soldiers killed in Mali attack, Army says. In 2021, normalization failed to mask the suffering in Syria. Turkish wines risk drying up as economic and climate crises grow. From Thailand to the U.S., in gratitude for my homes. England NHS to open COVID surge hubs as infections soar. The next headlines are from Breitbart. The rich and famous flock to Beverly Hills only gun store for protection. Joe Biden denies monoclonal antibody treatments as states experience shortages. Kamala Harris asks Big Tech, Wall Street to join Hillary Clinton in crafting policy advice. Vatican, 22 Catholic missionaries killed in 2021. Number of fake child migrants in Britain more than triples in a year. Democratic hero Senator Harry Reid blocked George Bush's 2007 amnesty. Stop and board, U.S. Navy seizes $4 worth of heroin in Arabian Sea. Italian hotels lament one cancellation per minute as revenues plummet 65%. Iran state TV says Tehran launches rocket into space. Over a dozen Spanish border guards injured as 500 migrants try to storm city. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Couple buys real-life cottage from the holiday without realizing it. Now tourists are showing up to share in the joy. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Friday, December 31st. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Alien family disappears at Colorado Wendy's restaurant. Denver shooting suspect wrote books previewing killing rampage. Potatoes airlifted to Japan to ease French fries shortage. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. How electric trucks became all the rage this year. 5 key traits of a boot camp that's worth your time. What's in store for e-bikes in 2022? Wild Theory says the Big Bang wasn't the beginning. Step by step, how to grow a company culture. The next headlines are from Information Week. Steal these use cases, 2021's technology wins in the enterprise. What to expect, it says 2022, the human side of innovation. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Friday, December 31st from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. China lays out path to become robotics powerhouse by 2025. Play to earn NBS jobs. South Korea pushes Google, Apple to pull play to earn games from app stores. Amazon slips to fourth in global shopping app installs amid rise of international brands. Data centers are pushing Ireland's electric grid to the brink. MIT engineers test an idea for a new hovering rover. With its single eye, NASA's DART returns first images from space. How John Madden became the larger-than-life face of a gaming empire. Microsoft Defender Log4j scanner triggers false positive alerts. U.S. hits record number of new COVID-19 cases. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. One Illinois officer dead, another injured in hotel shooting, police search for suspects. New Illinois law to ban pets from abusers. St. Louis artist John Pills dies at 82. COVID case spike may change St. Louis New Year's Eve plans. Firefighter injured in North St. Louis house fire. Rollover crash sends a Ferguson power pole into a car. Community mourns Illinois officer killed Wednesday. Dense fog advisory Thursday morning. Blues defeat Oilers in NHL's return to play. Car flips over after crashing into building in downtown St. Louis. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. How California's snowpack looks after storms dump 17 feet of snow on Lake Tahoe. Winter storm rain, snow shuts down portion of I-5 in SoCal. Fauci, arguments against vaccinating kids don't make any sense. Studies indicate Johnson & Johnson booster provides strong protection against Omicron. More rain to Douse area, but clearing expected by weekend. Judge halts custody credit increases for certain prison inmates. El Cajon man identified as victim in I-805 rollover crash. Man sentenced to 6 years in prison in Imperial Beach shooting that killed teen. Schwarzenegger and Shriver divorce final after 10 years. 4 victims in deadly El Cajon jet crash now identified. Our hearts go out to their families. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. Notable China books of 2021. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Friday, December 31st, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Woman gets surprise airmail when drone carrying marijuana crashes into home. Most of Bay Area moves out of exceptional drought category. Amanda Gorman releases New Year's poem New Day's lyric. Fauci says COVID-19 test availability will greatly improve in January. What are we watching? COVID puts fairness, quality in limbo. Westminster Kennel Club's annual dog show postponed over COVID. How to check if the CDC is monitoring your cruise ship for COVID. New COVID-19 cases in U.S. soar to highest levels on record. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Slater, David fourth-time nominees for NFL Sportsmanship Award. Indiana lawmakers face debates on vaccine limits, tax cuts. Barcelona's COVID-19 outbreak swells to 10 players. Gonzalez, where's Wilson, for now, and perhaps for a long time, with the Cubs. Report, woman shot twice at Westmont Hotel. Opioid task force to get $200K from DuPage County, where such overdoses are up 17%. We risked enough, many folks staying home for New Year's Eve amid COVID-19 surge. Illinois responsible for 5.8% of nation's new COVID-19 cases this week. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.7 m, depth 36.55 km, in South Georgia and the South Sandwich Islands December 30, 2021, 4:58 UTC, no people within 100 kilometers. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Paraguay, Uruguay. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Democratic Republic of Congo, Republic of Congo. Drought is ongoing in Democratic Republic of Congo, Kenya, Somalia, Tanzania, Uganda. Drought is ongoing in Belize, Costa Rica, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua. Drought is ongoing in Algeria, Spain, Morocco, Tunisia. Drought is ongoing in Bangladesh, India, Myanmar. Drought is ongoing in Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Chile. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Friday, December 31st in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Fired police officer wants to wear badge again after criminal case expunged. Texas 14-year-old charged in triple killing at gas station is on the run and dangerous, police say. Woman's murder is 473rd homicide in Houston this year. Freeze watch issued amidst record heat. 2 doses of Johnson & Johnson's vaccine 85% effective against hospitalizations, South African study. JetBlue cancels 17% of flights, airlines report more than 1,000 domestic cancellations Thursday. Biden, Putin to talk Thursday amid heightened tensions over Ukraine. COVID-19 drive-through mega-testing site reopen at Del Mar Stadium and Minute Maid Park. LL Cool J tests positive for COVID, cancels New Year's Rockin' Eve 2022 performance. Journey, Avril Lavigne, Chloe to perform for New Year's Rockin' Eve 2022 full list. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Tax breaks, physician abuse training among new Georgia laws. Ethics, local news study, minimum wage top 2022's new laws. Mortgage rates tick up but remain low in the final days of 2021. Stocks trade higher, helped by travel, energy companies. Pivotal game for Colts, Raiders could have playoff impact. Eagles, Washington are playing for second time in 13 days. Hive updates, Mayor says Nibal will drop in Times Square. Tesla Model 3 recall over rear camera connection. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Lincoln Center is reckoning with its racist history. How to find a COVID test for NYC school kids before classes resume on January 3rd. Times Square New Year's Eve confetti gets its annual test drive. New York City's at-home COVID positives go unreported and unsupported. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. 2021 Year in Review, Climate Action, or blah, blah, blah. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Virus postpones Westminster Kennel Club's annual dog show. Yes, these fishermen are walking upside down underwater. Did NASA fund theological research to study how humans would react to aliens? We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. How Tucker Carlson is boosting Russia's new propaganda war. Why our liberal don't look up stands attacking film critics. Florida will party on New Year's Eve as cases hit record highs, nobody cares. These barely known politicians are about to take 2022 by storm. The 8 most overlooked movies of 2021, from a porn-shamed teacher to Oscar Isaac at his very best. Travelers are shrugging off Omicron, we got cheap flights and cheap rooms and said F-word it. The 6 blockbuster trials you'll be glued to in 2022. Will Smith's vomiting orgasms, Kourtney Kardashian's thumb-sucking, and why 2021 was the year of celeb TMI. This year was hell for trans people, will next year be worse? 3 ways to give a facelift to America's crumbling roads. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Nicole Kidman calls out sexist question about ex-husband Tom Cruise. WH asks Supreme Court to hear bid to end Remain in Mexico policy. Quavo sued for allegedly beating up limo driver in Las Vegas. Busy Phillips shares her mom's concerned reaction to bikini thirst trap. WHO plus issues warning over tsunami of Omicron, Delta COVID cases. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Ask Astro I, what fuel do spacecraft use to explore the distant solar system? You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. NASA's Artemis 1 rocket prepares for first test flight. Human-caused climate change and pollution devastating Florida ecosystems. The following headlines are from military.com. U.S., South Korea have draft declaration to end Korean War. Iran State TV says Tehran launched rocket into space. North Korea calls for troops' greater loyalty to Kim. World War II veteran who was member of Buffalo Soldier Unit dies. U.S. Navy seizes $4 million worth of heroin in Arabian Sea. The following headlines are from phys.org. Possible chemical leftovers from early Earth's hit near the core. Tiger shot dead after biting worker's arm at Florida Zoo. Iranian state TV says Tehran launched rocket into space. New benchmark for surface radiation dataset over East Asia-Pacific region. Why customer returns are causing companies to lose money. Cosmic history can explain the properties of Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars. Orchid hunting has come a long way. In 5 steps, you can join a national research effort. Why has my home been overrun by pantry moths and how do I get rid of them? Natural antiparasitic processes hinder anisakis infection in fish. How does a spider weave its web? Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Friday, December 31st, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Looking back at an eventful 2021 in volcanic eruptions. The asteroid that doomed the dinosaurs gave rise to South American rainforests. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Gambling venture files legal challenge against Or Commission. How Discord, born from an obscure game, became a social hub for young people. Harbaugh, Michigan DB Hill questionable for Orange Bowl. Juror, Kim Potter made mistake but was still responsible. Wild sign coach Dean Evison, staff to multi-year extensions. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. High school basketball roundup, Carondelet tops Midi girls, advances to West Coast Jamboree final. Saints GM blasts NFL for not postponing game versus Dolphins. Larry Majid, a tumultuous year for tech. Video, man blew up Tesla over $22,000 repair bill. Fed court rules Bay Area man can be charged with threatening Mitch McConnell. 50 things we know now that we didn't know last January. 7 amazing Bay Area things to do over New Year's weekend, Deck 31 January 2nd. Dolphins linebacker Jerome Baker named AFC Defensive Player of the Month. Who is the NFL's top rookie QB? It might be Davis Mills, and he faces the 49ers on Sunday. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Iran now becomes zero later as drive to add constitutional amendment for women's rights falters. Ashraf Ghani, former Afghan president, breaks silence, defends decision to flee. DCCC Chair Sean Maloney says 2022 vote is a stark choice, build up America or tear it down. Biden suffered 9 nominees yanked from consideration in 2021. Metropolitan Police Department in D.C. seeking a few good chaplains, applications open now. Family of UK socialite Ghislaine Maxwell voices faith in her innocence. U.S. Navy seizes $4 million worth of heroin in Arabian Sea. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Friday, December 31st, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Woman shot in the leg at Westmont Hotel. 15-year-old girl grazed in South Chicago shooting. Why you should rethink weight loss as a New Year's resolution. Ask the doctors, immune system, age make a difference in UTI symptoms. Bradley police officer killed, another critically wounded while responding to call at motel. At least 9 wounded in citywide gun violence Wednesday. Blackhawks refreshing penalty kill after poor December results. Dear Abby, after just 3 beers, husband's personality changes for the worse. The glory days never fade in the remarkable, ridiculous department of UTC of Cobra Kai. Bears Eddie Jackson embraces pinch-hitting rural onslaught. The next headlines are from the Times of India. NRIs and OCs don't need RBI not to buy or sell property. Cricket fraternity hails India's first win at Centurion. Covaxin showed better antibody response in 2-18-year-olds than adults. Celeb Tracker, today's 20 best celeb moments. How BSP's rivals are missing Mayawati. MBBS seat scam, charge sheet against Hurriyat leader, 8 others. Pacers performance hallmark of our team getting results, Kohli. India vs South Africa, the fortress has fallen. In pics, India register first ever test win in Centurion. PM wanted BJP, NCP to form government together in Maha in 2019. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Friday, December 31st, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Top artist coming out of Houston for 2021. Things to do, upcoming food and drink events in Houston. Deshaun Watson saga tops list of top 2021 Texans stories. Preview, the lifespan of a fact at fourth wall. This year in Houston music. The next headlines are about world records making news. Watch, the story of the women on the NN running team, Canadian Running Magazine. Fastest 147 in snooker history, Ronnie O'Sullivan's world record break, Javema Sport. Butterfly cut hands Caleb Dressel male world record of the year, Swimming World Magazine. Splashbacks 2021, September-October, fundraising effort benefits Brenton Ricard, Swimming World Magazine. Wacky World of Sports II, hockey players brave Arctic temps to set record, Indiana Gazette. Lane 1, the Tokyo Games, Karsten Warholm, the USA Gymnastics settlement and more topped Olympic world news in 2021, the Sports Examiner. World tops 1 million new daily COVID cases, Live News, Al Jazeera English. Year-ender 2021 5 bright kids who hit headlines this year, Outlook India. Motivational 2021 fitness world records, longest plank, dead hang and more, Guinness World Records. Suffolk dad training for new Guinness World Record in aid of hospital which birthed his baby girl, Suffolk Live. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. This Asus motherboard is burning up because of a dumb manufacturing flaw. Fox News worst lies about COVID-19 from 2021. What the hell just happened? The Expanse's power couple faces new conflict in this exclusive clip. House of the Dragon, everything we know. Updates from The Walking Dead, Friday the 13th, and more. How to make a Discord bot. The best WhatsApp extensions you should be using. Says 2022, what to expect at the world's biggest tech show. Spider-Man, No Way Home surprise stars helped shape its biggest reveals. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Rivadavia in Argentina at 114.8 degrees Fahrenheit or 46 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Verkhoyansk in Russia at minus 65.38 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 54.1 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Tesla is recalling over 475,000 Model 3 and Model S vehicles. Extreme weather could be as expensive as investing in cutting carbon ASAP. Say cheese for the Xiaomi 12 Pro smartphone's monstrous camera. Ars Technica's favorite films in 2021, whether projected or streamed. The following headlines are from Raw Story. U.S. Navy says seizes heroin worth about $4 million in Arabian Sea. Prince Andrew's lawyers hold emergency talks in the wake of Ghislaine Maxwell's conviction, report. Liz Cheney smacks down Trump for claiming January 6 committee is giving up on obtaining White House records. Here's why fear-mongering Republicans were wrong about Biden ruining Christmas. Legal expert examines the possibility that Ghislaine Maxwell could flip after guilty verdict. Tesla recalls nearly 500,000 cars over safety issues. CNN security analyst slams Trump for terrorism. Watch, Noam Chomsky explains how the Republican Party is marching the world to destruction. Historians sound the alarm over GOP's frightening authoritarian plans. Marjorie Taylor Greene wants a longer waiting period for new Florida voters than to buy an AR-15. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. 2021, farewell to a stupid year. Monster, Yos Marinho, and his fans. Our readers thought these were the best books they read in 2021. Can you be white passing even if you aren't trying? The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Mindfulness exercises for anxiety are the best thing you can do in 2022, Mashable. Clinical value and potential of dexmedetomidine, Dove Medical Press. Highlights from a landmark year in psychedelic science, New Atlas. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. Cobblend Ebba Sound 908-751, Blinded by Sound. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Friday, December 31st, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Friday, December 31st, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News.8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News.8. All rights reserved.